Black Men for Change conference, and we spoke. And he doesn't appreciate how much I fell in love with him, man. I'm an energy person, brothers and sisters. I don't really have to see what you do necessarily, or what you say, but I pick up on vibrations. And when I heard this brother speak, man, it wasn't like he was trying to impress me, but I was blown by this brother's wisdom, by this brother's sincerity, humility, and power. And I knew that when I was going to put an event like this on, this was the brother that I was going to search for. And I'm honored, very honored, to have our brother Abdi Hassan, the founder of Coffee Afrique. Brother, how are you doing, my king?
Assalamu alaikum. Thanks for.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
I'm telling you, thanks for the invitation. Do you know the space today, the energy? You're right, vibrations and frequency and energy does not lie. And it reminds me of where I was born, a place called Somaliland. You know, when you're with your community, the village I'm from is called, and the way that you have held this and this whole event tonight or this show has been unbelievable. So I really appreciate you. And thank you for that introduction. And thank you for the invite. Thank you to Samira, who also has helped greatly. And thank you for allowing us. I'm not so young. I'm almost 40, Andrew, but allowing us to be right there beside you, the elders right there beside you, to carry on the work that is needed and that is urgent in our community right now.
Brother, as I said before, I think I've only met you once. And brother, you can see that, you know, I've never forgotten you, brother. I'd never called you back. I never texted you. I never done anything. But you left an imprint on me, brother, because I loved your honesty. I loved the journey that you went on. I love what you're creating and what you're doing. I knew that the Most High Allah will allow us to bring to allow our paths to cross. Now, brother, please, for those who've not met you, who may not know anything about you, brother, can you start off first by giving us your journey, brother? Because I thought that was a very unique, powerful journey. Now you took what may be seen as a negative into an absolute positive, my king, because tonight's about our mental well-being.
Of course. So thanks for that. And I always tell the young people, the elders that I work with, I was in our Hackney hub today with 81 of our Black women in that space, a co-op space that is for Black women. Black women run for other Black women in Hackney. And I always say to people, to understand the person today, you have to understand the beginning. And so the beginning that I have is my birthplace is Somaliland, which is the east of Africa. We had genocide in my country. We lost, trigger warning to anybody in this room, 500,000 people in my country. And what happened as a result of that is I lost 26 family members to that genocide. We left originally just before that genocide happened. So I've lived in the UK since '86. You know, growing up, my dad would say, he's not with us anymore. He passed at 92. He didn't live the long life, alhamdulillah. He always said, never forget, from about 5 years, I remember it very, very early on, that you will always be a foreigner in this country. Wow. That always stuck with me. And he said, make sure that you protect the motherland. And that stuck with me at that age. And now, obviously, as a man, I understand what he means. Yes. So, unfortunately, and more trigger warning, I left the family home because of adverse childhood experience. That we had up to 80 people in the home at one point because it was a safe space, leaving the civil war. And sometimes that can be difficult for safeguarding. And so I left. And as a result, I was homeless on the streets. I lived on the streets for 6 months. Wow. Late teens, sorry. And then as a result of street life, I fell into substance misuse, quite heavy substance misuse for 10 years. Now, I talk about the story because it's really important to firstly just tell people, and there are people that are struggling, perhaps even in this room right now.
That's right, brother.
To show it's possible to have recovery and surviving recovery. And I'm so grateful to God that I've had that opportunity. I pushed through somehow because our Black spirit is an unbelievable spirit, the spirit that runs through all of us, through God, through ancestor. And so I knew never to give up. And that's not easy for some people, I accept that. I went to uni, went to LSE, I went to work for an organization called, or company, PwC, and I was there for a while. And just as I did well at director level, I had enough. I had enough of spreadsheets. I had enough of being the only person that was black in the team, leading a team that were not similar to me, partners that didn't quite understand. And I set up a community organization. And for the first year, we struggled in Hackney, creating a safe space for Black people, which included crisis cafe food, food co-ops, organic food. It included community wealth building. I'm fascinated, brother, by this concept, because what I know about our communities is we are the original creators of community wealth building. It's in our blood to build co-ops. It's in our blood to build circular economies. It's in our blood to build business. It's something that resides in us. And so what I then established was a second hub in Hackney for women, Black women, specifically looking at trauma-informed practice, spiritual practice, looking at all faiths, but also honoring the work of Assata Shakur, the work of the movement of Black Panther itself, and also looking at key principles related to liberation and healing as far as Marcus Garvey is concerned. You know, it's important to me to do the work that is about love, and to not depend on a system, a white supremacist system that doesn't respect or love the people that we are. And so it was important to me to keep building hubs. The third hub we co-designed with communities, a Young Black Men hub in Tower Hamlets, recently received national attention because some of our young Black men, our kings, ran into a burning building to save elders, including—
Oh, I saw that on TV.
Right. And
wow.
A good example of that is it was an uncle that was saved, and that uncle who was deaf and blind was saved from that fire by these boys. But the work we do there is looking at Black masculinity. What does love look like for young Black men? How do we protect them at all costs? How do we educate them and expand their consciousness by explaining what models like donut economics do? What methods can we implement in that space that is research-led, for example? We just came back from Copenhagen, taking these boys, some of them never traveled, to learn about circular economies. And our work in Enfield is similar. That is around violent reduction, working with the Mental Health Trust. Our work in Newham is also centered on Black liberation and how do we heal together, mental health therapy that looks at Tree of Life, which is around trauma and healing the root of the spirit of that person. And then Harrow is the final space that we have co-designed and developed. And in 4 years, we're still new. We've grown from an organization of 2 people, me and my sister, to now 13 people, to almost turning over 500,000. And I hope to achieve 1 million by the end of next year. And I'm talking in this way because I really, really want to be clear that it is really possible to transform our communities in a way that is radical and in a way that honors our indigenous wisdom and practice, that honors elders, that honors faith, and that honors young people and encourages them to lead. But it's also just important that we dissect some of what white supremacy has done to our communities, including the fact that they, like the young brother on ITN just now, want to diminish the power of and the incredible might of Black men and Black women. We can't do it without our women. And also, we're in an environment where we have gatekeepers in the Tory party and other places who do not want these voices, this liberation, this resistance we have tonight forming. So I always encourage our young people to set up enterprise, give back to directly your local community. And it's in us to change that narrative, even if it's small, about how we present our community, the language we use in our communities. And that's why, as I said, I'm so grateful for the invitation today, because it's been nothing but love. And it's been so uplifting, and I appreciate that.
Brother Abdi, I'm going to say something. And I want you to listen to me, King. Brother, you are a very, very special man in our community. No, I'm not trying to massage your ego. I'm not trying to make you feel. I knew Samira's going to put on okay, because you're Samira, I'm going to say this to you, beloved. I know, Samira, put your camera back on, Queen. See, when you're speaking, I was speaking about Samira. Because I'm telling you now, brother, in my neck, I'm going to say it now, I'm going to say it publicly. I want to do a conference with you, brother, because the way you move and the way you think is exactly the reclaiming me type of mentality. Yeah, you are singing the language of mental health, but in a liberation theology.
Absolutely.
And this is mad what you're saying tonight. I could see the Bob. And not only that, Bob, I'm going to say to you publicly again, you're going to come back on this platform as a main keynote speaker. Yeah, you're going to have to. Samira, am I lying?
Absolutely. You already knew what I was doing in the background. I'm sure the spirit doesn't lie. You could feel that I was already writing to Brother Abdi. Because the thing is that you know this better than anyone, brother, when we look at the statistics, where we are as a people in the mental health care system, care in inverted commas, you know what the situation is and why tonight and all the work that you do in the community is vital. And it's for all of us who are doing this work to come together so that we're no longer in silos, because it's strength in numbers. And hearing you speak is such a blessing and an honor. And it's a relief as well, because as you said, no man or woman is an island. No. And whilst we as women are much more comfortable with speaking about our mental health challenges as well as the wellness side, we need our brothers, our kings, to also know it's a safe space, but teach us how we can help you to know it's that safe space. And so thank you for actually being the epitome of that, for sharing with us your journey to date. It's been absolutely beautiful. Sorry, I got a bit of a frog in the throat today, so I hope I'm articulating myself, but it's just been such an absolute honor to hear you share with us the good, the bad, and the ugly, because from your trauma, there has been this triumph, and you're not done yet. No. That's the amazing thing. Brothers and sisters, can you hear what our brother has been able to achieve to date and still knows that there's more work to be done? Amazing. Thank you so much.
Brother Abdi, I want to just travel with you again for 2 more minutes, because time, that's the thing about this platform. People say, Andrew, man, we need more time for these speakers. I can't magic more time up. But brother, you see, brothers and sisters, when I said at the beginning, when I was introducing him, I know some of you thought, oh, Andrew's just saying it. I've met the brother once and I fell in love with him. I'm going to say that one more time. I met the brother once at a conference, and from that day, I have never forgotten this brother. And look what he's done. Brothers and sisters, if you're feeling this king, Abdi Hassan, if you're feeling this brother, put that in the chat room, blood fire. Put that in the chat room, blood fire. Sure, I want to know, is it just me feeling this brother? Put down some blood fire, brethren, because, jeez, to me, this brother is a chosen brother. You know what I mean? He's a chosen brother, and we've got over we're coming up to 400 people soon on laptops. I don't know how many people, if we include the iPads and the phones, right? Because we must be over good 600 odd people right now. And I know that he's touching the spirit of every single one of us, no matter whether you're in America, the motherland, Europe, or whatever. Abdi is on fire tonight. Beloved, before you go, Baba, I would like just to delve a bit more into, because I know as a fact, Brother Abdi, there are people on this platform, I know as a fact, they're going through some real tough times, brother. And they're going through, you know, mental, I use the term ill health or mental imbalance, and whether it be drug abuse, whether it be just the trauma and the pressure of life. Can you speak a bit more about that difficult time in your life, please, brother? And how you got into it, and then how you came out of it, brother?
So I fell into it because I was self-medicating. When you don't have the tools to heal and you don't understand your motherland's tools to heal, what you do is you use the Western system. And so I used medication and drink as a way to heal a gap, a desperate gap, darkness, the devil's work that was in my spirit. And what happened to me over many years was, firstly, prayer. Like my favorite position was on the floor. I would pray. I was praying constantly and consistently for survival and to be saved. And I know that that is exactly what's happening to so many other people in our community, because what we know about the data is that in the UK, the Black Caribbean people are disproportionately detained in mental health spaces. We know that Black people under the Mental Health Act are detained 4 times more than white people. The same data exists, as we know, this from the school to prison pipeline and substance misuse area too. We have a contract here in Tower Hamlets. We have 15 across London, but in Tower Hamlets, I specifically wanted to work with people using crack and heroin in our community. And that started earlier this year. And that means we do night outreach, not just day. And I joined the team when we do night outreach. And since we started this contract, we've had 61 people enter treatment that look like me and you. And that means treatment and potential for recovery. And what I tell anyone that is struggling, and it can be any form of mental health, is to seek help, is to first say and accept that there is struggle in the spirit. I prayed, and that's what I did as a practicing Muslim. But equally, it's possible to speak to family members if it's safe, but also to speak to local GPs and other structures. There's amazing Black-led organizations like Black Thrive in South London that provide support for our communities. But I also encourage faith-based support, any churches, any local mosques, any other faith-based groups. It is possible. Not only is it possible to get the help, it is also possible to be recovered. And it's also possible to plant seeds that you can truly transform our communities in a brand new way, because what you use is where you were, and where I was brokenness. And there's nothing wrong with being in that place, but to apply that and to then connect with people from a deep love place, because you know what someone is going through, because you know what the floor feels like, you know what the bottle feels like, you know what drugs feel like. It's very important that then you're able to touch those other lives, but it's just to seek help. You deserve it. We know that there's a disproportionate impact on Black people as far as suicides are concerned too. And every single area or every single avenue or outcome in this country, we're disproportionately almost impacted. So it's in us to get the help and to do the internal healing. And what the young brother said on ITN News was, he said the internal coding. He himself found that internal healing. And I think it's important that certainly among Black men that we are facing, particularly in mental health, crisis upon crisis and sectioning and being detained, instead of like what happened to me, first misdiagnosed as bipolar, then misdiagnosed again as personality disorder, and now ADHD. And I'm fine with that, because I use herbal medicine, and another route I encourage for some people. Obviously, I'm not a doctor, so you can't take my advice, but I use lion mane, and that's what helps me. And I encourage people to just get the help. It really is possible. And more than anything, you deserve it. You deserve to get the help. You deserve to be complete. You deserve to seek trauma healing, because you are amazing and you deserve it, and you are a gift. And it's important that we use those words to encourage each other, and that we encourage especially the brothers and sisters on the street that are homeless and rough sleeping, and that we encourage each other in this system that is centered on white supremacy, and that will only get tougher in the next years or so. And it's important that we speak on it in our lived experience, and we stand in our light and in our truth about what we have gone through and what we have endured, so that we can open the door for other people.
Jarita, unmute yourself, Jarita. Unmute yourself there.
Wow, 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 wow. Sir, I really can't say anything more than what you've already said, but I can feel you through, what you are saying now. Your energy is turned all the way up till it buck. I can't even say anything more. It can't go no more. And I can feel exactly what you're saying, the amount of inspiration that you have given to many who are here to obviously help people, but may also be experiencing troubles themselves at this point in time. Yeah, your words have overcome me. I kind of sat here and I thought, actually, trying to take in everything that you've said and absorbing it. Yeah, I can't really articulate how you've just put across your what you just said, but you're amazing. Thank you so much for your work. Thank you so much for helping our people. Just thank you, because there's not many people out there doing it who are on the front line. There's lots of people talking about paperwork and policy, but there's not many people out there looking in those faces and saying the things that you're saying with as much energy and with as much, you know, conviction as you are. So thank you so much for that.
Thank you so much, sister. I appreciate that. Jazakallah khair.
Okay, brothers and sisters, Tarun is with us as well. We'll be bringing on that brother very soon as keynote speaker. Brother Abdi Hassan, thank you, brother.
Thank you.
Yeah, we'll be working with you behind the scenes here, brother. As I say, tonight was just a start, a debut, but I'm very, very interested in working with you behind the scenes as well, brother.
I appreciate you.
Hidden Truth is about bringing together all of us as a community and doing our joint work. Is there any last words you'd like to say, brother, before you go? We've been putting your contact details consistently, so don't worry about that. People have got that. Is there any last words you want to say before you go?
No, just honestly, and I mean this from my deep place of heart, that just thank you so much for what you do, what you have created, this space, to the sister, to Samira and Dorita who just spoke. I really appreciate it, and that I really, as I pray the final prayer almost, Isha, I pray deeply that your space is protected always, and that this energy that exists, that I have had healing from tonight, that continues throughout our community and amplifies. So thank you so much, and I appreciate you sincerely. Jazakallah khair.
May Allah always continue to bless you, my king. Thank you so much. Brothers and sisters, what a powerful brother. Come on, man, show some love. Show some love, man. Don't be hating, man. This has been a beautiful night, man. And you know, we haven't even got to our keynote speaker yet. And yet I just feel so refreshed. I don't know about you, brothers and sisters. I feel so in love with my community. I feel so in love with my people. It's just been absolutely fan-double-tastic, brothers and sisters. Pure love. Okay, brothers and sisters, time is moving on. And as you just saw, that's Brother Abdi Hassan, a founder of many businesses. Hopefully, within the next 6 months, he hits his 1 million. I'm going to say that one more time. 1 million mark, dealing with our brothers. Brothers and sisters, I've got another love for this brother. We know him as Brother Courtney. Courtney Winston, a brilliant actor, spoken word artist, and above all, a phenomenal activist within our community. And I've asked him just to please bless us tonight as we go into this workshop even better. Brother Courtney, can we see you, my king? Jeez, pure good-looking men tonight. You see, Hidden Truth, we don't play, you know, brethren. All we know is we're gonna just pretty boy them. Jeez, Courtney, what are you saying, G? You're on mute.
Right. Shout out to you, my big brother Andrew. Shout out to brother Jamal. Shout out to brother Abdi. Shout out to the whole Hidden Truth. Massive. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Yeah, man. Love.
Love, my king. I know you good. I know you got some up and coming productions. You've been in, you've been in movies, you've been in plays, you've been in things all over the world. But tonight, bruv, you've come here because you've got a special spoken word, and I would love you just to bless us tonight on Hidden Truth, King. And we know you'll be coming on to Hidden Truth again in the future.
Much love. Thank you very much, brother. Thank you. Men never cry. Men never cry. Men don't cry. That's a lie. We cry.
Come on.
We cry. How we look and we tell them, say, men never cry. What? Men never cry. What? Men never cry. That's a lie. We cry. We ball. Let me tell you what. Men never cry. That's a lie. We cry and feel pain too. We refrain to cry in public because we are ashamed to. Women and things you hurt us, leave us slowly and desert us. Scandalous don't even deserve us. Our hearts have been broken by the female kung fu shogun. It left us broken in many different places. Didn't know how to taste this or face this, but that's what the case is. Men have emotions too, but we don't always, ladies, we don't always want to show you. We think it may throw you owe you, some of you. Just don't understand when a true man feels for his woman, he can turn him full. Yeah, man. In
Hey.
love with you on the inside, in love with you on the inside, in love with you on the inside, but on the outside, we just play it cool. Yeah, man. Men never cry, men never cry, men never cry. That's a lie. We cry.
Yeah.
We ball. We cry. Men don't cry in the open. We cry way in the park, alone in the dark. Enough tears to start another Noah's ark over the girl that played him or the virgin that betrayed him. Or like losing your grandmom to frail old age. Never got a chance to thank for loving me in your younger days. So men hold rage. Instead of holding rage, we put rage on page or page on pen. Some men give false impression that we don't cry. Well, that's a lie. Real men cry. And you know what? That's in tuning into the X and Y chromosome. Men, you become men when you tune into the feminine side. That makes you a whole. Yeah, man, men do cry. We ball. Peace. Short piece for you.
Woo! Look at Samira. She's giving you salutes in both hands. Brother Courtney, I don't even see the chat room. I didn't even have to say but some ones. Look at the chat room, Brother Courtney. People are dropping ones for you, King. Come on,
Yes.
big brother. That's why
Love,
I brought
love.
on tonight.
Love, humble love. You know, Andrew, you're
We
the one that
cry,
inspired me to
brother.
do poetry. Yeah, we do,
Right.
man. It's healthy, man.
It's healthy, Brother Courtney, yeah?
Yep,
I'm feeling you,
100%.
my soldier. I'm feeling you, my soldier. Courtney,
Yes, sir.
what?
Yes,
Just
sir.
very quickly, brother. What's your name?